Blackgrass has been with me, unfortunately, for far too long. I arrived here 5 years ago to find a fairly healthy population, and the population hasn't, in the first couple of years, hadn't really reduced. I've had to be more radical with what I do, but what we're standing in is a bean crop. Spring beans planted in mid-February, really nicely planted, earlier than last year, a lot earlier, good soil conditions, and we specifically last autumn planned the cultivation. So way before the wheat was harvested, I said to myself, right, I'm not going to plough this for beans, it's going to be min-tilled. I want to keep the seed on the surface. I'd had too high a level of blackgrass in the wheat crop, and it was unrogable. I didn't want to spray too much off because I feel it's a failure of me. I kept it to harvest, accepted the seed return, and then really tried to manage that seed in the top 3 or 4 inches of soil. So don't invert it, keep it on the top. Sprayed it off twice in the autumn, once in the spring. Thought I'd cracked it, but has a nasty habit of coming back at you. And what I'm holding is a good example of that. Although stunted, it's got plenty of seed on it, and it's about to make them live or viable, and the seed return will be there. So I'm having to think a good year ahead, if not 2 years ahead. What do I do out of this bean crop to make that seed return minimal? I failed to a degree on my pre-drilling approach. Once the crop's in the ground, I've got limited graminicides that are going to do any good. So I've got what I've got, and having a look around in the crop, there is just too much for my liking. So I'm going to have to leave the bean crop, get what I can off the beans, and then manage the seed return from there, which means, again, non-inversion. So non-inversion, deep cultivation, tine cultivation, but don't invert the soil. And then this will be going to wheat crop. Ordinarily, without blackgrass, I'll be drilling this end of September. This will be an end of October drilling. High risk or higher risk, if we get a wet October, could come back to bite me. But I've got to leave it that long to try and get a chit at least once, possibly twice, to try and get this blackgrass to chit and get it sprayed off pre-wheat drilling.
BASF. We create chemistry.